Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this second training clinic for the PMS product user interface. Before we start, just some housekeeping rules. First of all, this session is being recorded and it will be available on EMA YouTube channel and on the event webpage. You will be able to ask your questions through the audience interaction tool Slido, and we will share details in a few seconds. My name is Caterina Scarpati. I am part of the change management team from PMS. And today with me, we have Marcos Fernandez Gomez, who is a product owner for product management service. And he will answer your questions today. Oops. So, as I mentioned, you will be able to send your questions via the interaction tool Slido. You can either join at slido.com entering this code, so PMSQA2, or you can just scan the QR code you find here in this slide. Then, in case you're not familiar with Slido, there you are able to type and send your question, which will be visible to everyone. Or you can also check the questions that other people submit, and if you see that you have also the same question, you can just like the question that you would like to get answered, because we will answer question in order of upvotes, and we will share them now on screen and answer live. So I give you a few seconds to go to Slido and start submitting your questions. And in the meantime, I'll start sharing the screen with the questions, and we can get started now. First question. The marketing status and date is also updated in PY, matching with the date of marketing status change in Iris, but the products are still marketed. So how can end date be populated?
So I'm actually looking at this slide, and there are a couple of questions for the marketing status. So I can try to reply to general information here for the marketing status. So marketing status for the moment is only captured for centrally authorized products in Iris, and the information is managed there. It's not managed in XCMPD or in any other source. So in the product UI, you can see the data that is coming from Iris. Now, we still need to make a couple of refinements in this section in the product UI, because the information that you are sending to Iris, the dates are not correctly, let's say, displayed in the UI. We need to change the titles on this section. So for the moment, everything that you submit to Iris is going to be reflected in the product UI. We will also update the known issues that we have in the PLM portal. There is a section for known issues, and you will be able to find the information there. But this information is coming from Iris for the moment. So everything that you send there, and then the update that you do to the marketing status in Iris will be reflected also in the product UI.
Thank you. Next, what is the correct way to send any questions related to data elements in IDMPIG Chapter 2?
So here you have to go to ServiceNow, and you need to click on Ask a Question. Then once you open the Ask a Question page, you will have like the service. You can select a spore, and inside of a spore, then you can select PMS, and you can ask your questions there regarding IDMP, the different chapters, or any question related to to PMS, or even the product UI. So it's in the ServiceNow is the way to ask questions regarding any chapter that you might have.
Thank you. When should MAHs start splitting pack sizes in XCBMPD to see it correctly in PMS?
So for the moment in the product UI, we have only centrally authorized products. In PMS, in the database, we have caps and naps. with the different pack sizes that we have migrated from XCMPD. But in the product UI, the idea is that you will start seeing them in July. So you can start sending the pack sizes to XCMPD today. But as national products and MRPs and DCPs are not yet in the product UI, you won't be able to see them, but you will be able to see them from July. The idea is that we wanted to host a webinar for the submission of pack sizes, give you information on how can you do it in XCMPD, how they will be reflected in PMS. We want to do a webinar like the first or second week of July to give you additional information, examples, etc. But to answer the question, you can start already submitting these pack sizes in XCMPD. And then in July, you will see this information.
Thank you. So, QPPV, PSMF inquiry email and phone number are not available in the UI, but available in the XML. Any reason when data is available in XML, why it is not populated in the product UI? Will this information be populated in API in July?
So for that question, we already have a reply in the known issues. It is true that this information is in PMS in the database, but for the moment, we are not able to show it in the product UI. We have a user story to be developed maybe during the end of this quarter or beginning of the next one. So that information will be visible in the product UI. It's just a matter that we didn't have time to deploy this feature for the moment. But in July, in principle, it will be available. So this information will be seen in the product UI.
Okay, thank you. We have created FPPs under the same registration at package level. We were wondering what is the process when one package is withdrawn. This should lead to the invalidation of the FPP. Does it lead to the invalidation of the marketing author?
Well, here I'm sorry because I don't know what's the meaning of FPPs, so I did need a bit more information. But in principle, whenever you submit pack sizes in XCMPD, they will be created in PMS. If you need to withdraw one of the pack sizes because, I don't know, it's withdrawn due to the sunset clause or it's withdrawn by the MA holder or the MCA has withdrawn this pack size, you need to update XCMPD and then the authorization status will change in PMS as well. So there is no issue with that. Pack sizes that are withdrawn will be withdrawn in PMS, and there shouldn't be any issue. I mean, any change that is done in XCMPD will be propagated to PMS. If you have, I mean, if you have any additional question for that, maybe you can also raise a question in service now, and we can try to give you additional information. Also, if you can provide what's the FPPS, because well, I'm not sure.
It's full product presentation, we said.
Okay, full product presentation. Then that's what I'm saying. Whatever you submit in XCMPD with all the pack sizes will be reflected in PMS. And then any pack size that is withdrawn, that package will be withdrawn in PMS as well. You just need to manage the information in XCMPD, and that will be propagated to PMS and the product UI.
Okay, thank you. When will the PMS Q&A clinics document be published for all 4 sessions? So,
yeah.
Oh, so go ahead.
No, you can reply if you want.
Okay. Yeah. On that, actually, we plan to check from all the Q&A clinics the most frequently asked question and publish a unique FAQ document at the beginning of July. But of course, the recordings will be published soon. So, in case you want to check a question, a response that you remember from a specific clinic, you can watch the recording. But the idea is then not to have multiple disseminated Q&A documents, but have one Q&A document with all the useful questions and the ones exactly that are asked more frequently. Already from the training and the past Q&A clinics, there are some questions that are that we see are key to users, so we will for sure include them there. Marcos, I don't know if you want to add something.
No, that's everything.
Okay, thank you. Next, how often does the data from Iris update?
So every 15 minutes. If there is no issues, every 15 minutes.
Thank you. Does a withdrawal of pack set impact the invalidation of a marketing authorization number in XCVMPD?
No. So if you withdraw a pack size, there is no impact on the marketing authorization number. It's just an impact on the authorization status, but there shouldn't be any impact on the number. No.
Okay. From where is the status reason as active for marketing status of a products captured? Marketing status captured in Iris will be synced with PMS records in real time?
Yeah, so as I said, the marketing status is coming from Iris, and also the status reason. I'm not sure. That's the thing. We have received this question for the marketing status, and we still need to analyze what's the. We need to analyze the whole thing, and we will update the known issues for this section in the product UI. So you will receive more information there. Hopefully, for next week when we have the meeting, we will be able to have this information already. And then, as I said, the information from Iris is synced every 15 minutes.
What does URL value in attached documents refer to? The spore URL redirects to not found page.
Yeah, so that's also a known issue, and this is also written in the product UI known issues. We have migrated only the, let's say, the IDs of the documents from XCVMPD, and the idea is that during this year we will migrate also the documents. So you will be able, when you click on the URL, you will be able to see the document, but for the moment, this is not working. We have just deployed, let's say, this link. So whenever we have the documents, clicking this link, you will be able to open the document. Also, because in the future we want to link it to the API. So by having this link, you would be able to open the API whenever they are linked to the PMS product. Yeah, but for the moment, the URL is not working, and this is in the known issues already explained.
Thank you. How are the preferred terms for substances assigned? And if a substance in the dossier does not match with a preferred term, should the MAH submit a variation to update this section?
No, you don't have to submit variation. So I'm not sure how the preferred terms are selected. This might be a question for SMS, how they select the preferred terms. I'm sorry, but I cannot reply to this one. If you think there is a wrong assignment of the substance code between your dossier and what you see in PMS, you need to open a ticket and we will investigate. But you should not submit any variation for that, because in principle, your dossier should contain the correct substance. It's just a matter of the mappings that we have created. Maybe it's not the correct one. So please first open a ticket, give us the PMS ID, the product, all the information that you have for the product in PMS, and then the information about the substance, etc., and we will investigate.
Thank you. The application records in XCVMPD, I imagine, because of pack sizes. Is it sufficient if the SMPC is contained in one entry, for example, for the smallest pack size, or does the identical text have to be transmitted a number of times?
So you need to include the SMPC for all the records in XBMPD because we need to validate them. So this is the normal behavior of the process in XBMPD. When you create an entry, you need to attach the SMPC so we can validate this record. Now, for the second question, I think it's not identical text. It should be identical document because for each pack size, in the package description, you need to include a different text explaining, okay, this is the pack size of 20 tablets. This is the one for 80 tablets. And then the document, the SMPC should be the same because in the SMPC, you will have the different pack sizes. But the text should be different because you need to indicate which package are you submitting in this record.
Thank you. Where is the PLM known issues document? Can you provide a link?
Yes, I can also try to share. 1 second, my
Yeah, you can show PLM portal. Or I can do that if you prefer.
I'm gonna share 1 second my screen
Yeah.
on this one.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So here in the where you go to the home page, we have this PMS news here, and when you click on updated and news PMS guidance documents, you have this PMS product UI known issues. And here you can have different known issues for the reports, for the download, for the data. So here, for example, you have the QPPV is not visible in the product UI despite of data visible in PMS. So we will be including additional information for the marketing status. You also have here, for example, the document URL. Here is where you can find the information of the known issue. Also for the download, the reports that we have, etc., etc. Here is where you can find it.
And Marcos, if you just go back just a second.
Yes.
No, sorry. It's just also to give another way. If you go back to the home page, yeah, you can also go there by clicking on PMS guidance.
Yeah.
So exactly, you have then the guidance documents, product UI guidance document. So it's the same thing that was also announced in the news. It's just to show you that you have two ways to reach that. Okay, I'll go back to the Q&A. Back to the second question. Very sorry, but ServiceNow for Sport PMS is constantly responding that this is not the correct way to ask a question related to Chapter 2, but redirects me to a general EMA form.
Okay, that shouldn't be the case. I think you have my email. Can you send me an email with one of the tickets that you have opened so I can investigate that? Otherwise, I think you have my email. It should be easy to find in any of our presentations. Otherwise, I can also write it in the question that you have written, because it shouldn't be the case that we are rejecting this. So yeah, please send me an email and I will investigate.
Okay.
I have pasted my email in the reply to this question.
Okay, thank you. Will XVMPD data for the UK products be migrated to PMS?
Yes, because Northern Ireland is considered as a member state of the European Union, so we are migrating those records. Yes.
Okay. Is the validation of the data in XVMPD still based on SMPC?
Yes, because we don't have any other way for the moment to validate the data. So it's still the SMPC.
Okay, thank you. Will we be able to access PMS from Spore page?
So that's a question that we have received many times. So I would say that we might need to check whether we can do something. It would be just a link. So if you are in the Spore page and you click on products, we will redirect you to the PLM portal. But as we have received this question many times, I guess we will need to do something with this. It will be just to create a link to the PLM portal.
Thank you.
But for the moment, it's not possible. You need to go to the PLM. Yeah.
Could ServiceNow register the records in PMS for the withdrawn pack set where one marketing authorization number were associated to multiple pack sets?
I don't understand this question because we don't do these things through ServiceNow. You need to manage this information in XCVMPD. So, I mean, XCVMPD is still mandatory. You need to manage your authorized products in XCVMPD. New products authorized, invalidations, transfers, it's still managed in XCVMPD. So no ServiceNow, no PMS, only XCVMPD. So yeah, that's the answer I would say to this question.
Thank you. For clarification, the application, because of pack size, the records differs in the description of the pack size, but the attached SMPC is always the same. Must this technical SMPC transmitted a number of times?
Yes. Again, because the validation rules in XCMPD and the validation process relies still on the SMPC. So we need to have the SMPC for this specific pack size. It is true that will be the same for all of them. All the pack sizes for the same medicinal product, but still you need to link it to that. Because in XMPD, we don't have a way to know that this record is just the pack size of a specific product. We just consider it as a record in XMPD. Then in PMS, it will be the one pack size of a medicinal product, but in XMPD, it will just be a record. We don't have a way to know that it's a pack size belonging to a concrete medicinal product.
Thank you. Regarding marketing status for cups in IDMP, will the data be updated by Iris in the foreseeable future? Will it become part of IDMP API UI when available? On which level should the information be placed?
Okay. Just comment on this question, and I think it's a common mistake. We don't have an IDMP API or IDMP UI. IDMP is just a set of standards, an ISO standards. We have the PMS API or the PMS user interface. IDMP is just ISO standards. It's a common mistake, so don't worry. Then to reply to this question, we are discussing internally how marketing status will be managed. For the moment, there is no change on this process. So for CAPS, it's IRIS. For NAPS, once ESMP is live, you will have to do it through these Excel templates. But we are discussing internally how the overall process would look like. If we will do it directly in PMS, if Iris will take the lead of this. So for the moment, we don't know. We just need to follow the process that we have. But we want to harmonize that. So we are discussing if it should be maybe in PMS because we have all the products there, CAPS and NAPS. Yeah, so we are still discussing this point.
Thank you. Next, an MAH receives the third ACK message where some excipients' names were amended. Does this mean that the MAH must amend his records database, or is it possible that the MAH just considered another true preferred term and no changes are needed?
Yeah, so When you receive a third acknowledgement, it means that we have made changes in XCVMPD. So if you are a gateway submitter, which means that you have your own system to submit data to XCVMPD, you need to make the same changes in your database. Otherwise, when you submit the next update for this product, you will be sending the wrong information, or information that we have corrected. And that shouldn't be the case. So if you receive a third acknowledgement, you need to review it and make the same changes in your database. Now, if you use EVWeb to submit to XCDMPD, you don't need to do anything. Just review the changes and check if you agree with them or not. Then when you submit the next update, you will be sending it with information that we have corrected already. Now, if it doesn't matter how you submit the data, you need to check the changes that we have made. If you agree with them, that's fine. If you don't agree, then you need to send a ticket to ServiceNow saying, hey, you have made this change in this EV code. I don't agree with it. Please give me an explanation why you have changed it. I think is this term the one that has to be used, etc. And we will check if you are right, and if so, we will revert the information. We know that this is not the most efficient way to do the changes. We have received this comment from industry a lot of times, and we will make sure that this doesn't happen whenever we start validating the data in PMS. But for the moment, this is the only way we have in XMPD.
Okay, thanks. So I think we have time for still a couple of questions. In the meantime, just wanted to let you know I've opened a short survey to get your feedback on this session, understand if you find useful these Q&A clinics. Please respond and let us know. In the meantime, next question. The withdrawn packages were invalidated in XCVMPD in the past, where the marketing authorization number combined multiple packages. What is the process in XCVMPD to reflect the different withdrawn products at package level?
Yeah, if you withdraw a product that has 10 pack sizes, for example, and you withdraw the 10 pack sizes, you need to withdraw the 10 pack sizes in XMPD. Because you are withdrawing all the pack sizes that belong to this product. So that would be the way. If you just withdraw one pack size, then you withdraw only this EV code in XMPD.
Thank you. When splitting pack sizes in XCVMPD, what MA number should we indicate if the country issues the number for the product, not the pack size?
Well, the authorization number of the product. So this is already explained in chapter 3.2 of XMPD, but I will reinforce this message on the webinar that we are preparing. You need to submit in the authorization number field of XMPD, you need to submit the authorization number of this product. In the package description is where you need to include the pack size and the information of this pack size. What you can do, as this is a free text field, is maybe add additional information that could also help you to identify. So for example, if there is a national identifier, you can include this in the package description. So in Spain, for example, the authorization number is given at product level. So in the authorization number, you include this number. And then in the package description, you can include, for example, the national code, a slash, and 10 tablets, or the national code and 15 tablets. And there are many countries, and we are gathering this information where you have national codes that you can use. It's not the authorization number, it's just the national code assigned to the package. And if there is no, for example, I think in Germany, you don't have anything, you just include the package description, like this is the 10 tablets pack size, or the 3 vials, or the information that is needed. That is explained again in the XMPD guidance, but we will provide additional information in the webinar. And you are muted again, Katerina.
Sorry. Anyway, I was saying, unfortunately for today, our time is over. Anyway, please note we have 2 more Q&A clinics on product management service, product user interface. So same time, same day of the week. So you can join if you have further questions to ask. Thank you, Marcos, for your responses.
Okay,
And
thank you.
thank you all.
Everybody.